Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shittown / Florida Man Draft of the Week. I am joined by my very special guest and partner in this. Please introduce yourself, Anthony.
Hi everyone, I'm Anthony Caruso. Some of you may remember me guest starring in some other show on another channel, but tonight we are kicking off for the first time the Shit Towns of Australia / Florida Man Draft and NCR. I'm pretty excited for this.
Oh, I am as well. This is something that me and Anthony have started for the last few months. I have chosen some of the finest representations from the Florida Man subreddit, which are all actual cases and news articles. And Anthony has provided us with the Shittown power listings of Australia for the week. Anthony,
And for those who
explain
want to
this to
go,
the...
absolutely. So the Shit Towns of Australia is a Facebook page that is available called SHT Towns of Australia. Anyone who wants to check it out, make sure you click on the link in the description below. That every week they go through the news right around Australia and pick out the 10 shit pieces of news.
Now, when it comes to Florida Man, I go to the Florida Man subreddit. There will be a link for that down below as well. And due to Florida's sunshine law, any police report that is generated has full access to any media outlet. These are real cases. These are real news stories, and I will provide the links to these news stories down below.
And with the Shit Towns of Australia, the news articles are ready to be searched anywhere you want on Google, very easy to find. And make sure you go visit the Shit Towns of Australia Facebook page and give that page a like.
On that note, let us kick off our tradition by flipping a coin to see whose draft will go first.
I do have the trusty coin in front of me. NCR, make the call.
I'm calling heads.
And it is a head.
I'm going to kick off the draft with a bang. And yes, I do mean the pun. A Florida woman punches her boyfriend who denied her passionate hugging over the phone.
I'm sorry, what?
A Florida woman punched her boyfriend who denied her passionate hugging over the phone.
Wow.
A Lady Lake woman who was allegedly, we're going to put this like that because they put it out there, allegedly attacked her boyfriend who denied her request for phone hugging. I know I have to use these infantile terms, but it's YouTube and they're my corporate overlord.
Phone hugging. I've never heard of this before.
We've all heard of those party lines you can call and speak to a woman or a gentleman. We don't care here. But on August 6th, a 37-year-old woman named Christina Alexander was arrested at the Lady Lake Police Department. Well, according to the Lady Lake Police Department, my apologies. The boyfriend arrived home and was punched in the mouth with a closed fist. She drove away. While he was still at home, the 17-year-old daughter heard him ask, "Why is she being such a bitch?" It was later revealed through text messages that it was because she was denied the phone hugging that she wanted. She is currently facing charges of battery and remains to face a $500 bond. This article can be found in the villagenews.com, which will be a link in the description box down below.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Shit Towns of Australia to kick off. And in 10th place this year for the Shit Towns of Australia, it is Port Pirie, South Australia. Still shit.
Oh, what did they do this time?
Nothing else. It's Port Pirie.
We have to explain why Port Pirie is always the 10th shit town of Australia, man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Port Pirie had a few issues over the years when it comes to chemical waste being dumped into the riverside. So, whenever the shit towns of Australia can't fill out a 10, they will automatically put Port Pirie in 10th place.
Oh, wow. Now, this one is it's gonna be a painful one. A Florida man doctor forgets his hearing aids and couldn't hear patient screaming during colonoscopy.
I'm sorry? I didn't hear the screams during a colonoscopy.
Yes. This is brought to us by the Tennessean. And their article reads, hold on one second. I've got to turn off the ad blocks. I forgot
Damn ad
to do
blocks.
that. My apologies, folks. But according to this, a Florida man who is a doctor forgot to wear his hearing aids for the day and, well, turned a very, very painful situation into an excruciating situation. Florida doc not wearing hearing aids couldn't hear colonoscopy patients screaming and complaints. Again, this is coming from the Tennessean. This is national news now. But a Florida doctor is facing disciplinary actions after the state officials say he failed to wear his hearing aids during the colonoscopy, leaving a patient screaming in pain. According to the Florida Department of Health administrators, the complainant reviewed by the U.S. Oh, this was reviewed by the U.S. Today. A gastro doctor was placed on probation by the state medical board after 2 colonoscopy patients procedures went wrong. Of course, Tampa. Why am I not surprised? But on this procedure, the first time, he did not use the proper techniques to remove polyps that were overgrown with tissue. And, well, turned a pain in the ass into an excruciating pain in the ass. Oh, man. The second patient, who was going for a standard colonoscopy, began to yell and scream and complain after the scope was being inserted. And, well, I'm just going to say this. I've dealt with a pain in the ass before, but I think I'd rather deal with that than have this doctor be my doctor again.
Well, people say I can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but, I can say it wasn't me that was causing the pain this time. Ladies and gentlemen, with thanks to Pulse Tasmania, in 9th place, we head off to Moona in Tasmania. Teen arrested after trying to smash a shop display case with a bottle of alcohol because he wanted to steal a bong. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. A bong. He was quoted as saying, "Give me the bongs, hand them over, or I'm going to kick through. I won't hurt you. I just want those effing bongs so I don't get stabbed." Wow. Now, I've only got one thing to say that. Yep.
Are you telling me he was too dumb to make his own?
Yes. I just want to point out, drugs are bad, okay?
We don't condone the use of drugs.
Okay.
Listen, if you're going to do something that's mind-altering, we suggest you do it with the help of scientists.
Yeah. Yeah.
In 8th place for the Florida Man draft, Florida Man sentenced to life in prison for unaliving a man over dog poop.
Oh, no.
A Florida man unalived a person over a dog poop scooper. That's why I unalived him. According to NBC News, the link will be in the description box, a South Florida man in court during Thursday was sentenced to life in prison for the unaliving of a person in 2015. The dispute was over dog poop. The gentleman, who is a 75-year-old, Mr. Rodriguez, who was married to Jose Ray, who Rodriguez fatally shot in an argument over Ray's, the dog's defecation on Rodriguez's son's lawn. The coward was your husband. It shouted in court. That's why I unalived him. He cried like a baby. Wow. Just wow. No remorse from this guy, guys.
Is that almost wood chipper?
It is almost wood chipper. But he has no remorse. He does not claim any remorse. This guy is just a total shitheel for Florida Man. I mean, Florida Man usually does some crazy shit, but I don't ever expect him to kill people over shit. I'm sorry, unalive people. Sorry, YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Just, wow. I mean, that's pretty bad. We now move on, ladies and gentlemen, to 8th place for the shit towns of Australia this week. And we head off to Toowoomba in Queensland. You're going to love some of the names of these towns in Australia. Toowoomba in Queensland. 3 feral teens, aged 15 to 17, arrested after vandalizing over 100 graves. If you want to talk about shit humans, here we go. In short, police say approximately 100 headstones knocked over at Toowoomba's Drayton Cemetery. The cost of the damage of some 300 graves has been affected at about $500,000 worth of damage. 3 kids under the age of 17 have all been arrested and are being charged under the Juvenile Prosecutions Act and the Youth Justice Act. But, if you want to talk about, shit behavior and desecration, I mean, here it is right here, NCR. I mean, these 3 kids going in and just kicking down tombstones for shits and giggles just makes you think, what in the world are some of these kids coming to, honestly?
I mean, I heard that a lot in Florida, and usually it's some over-enthusiastic goth kids trying to be edgy. But, I mean, that's something sacred. You don't do that kind of shit, people.
Absolutely correct.
In 7th place for Florida, Florida woman is back at it. A Florida woman is charged with aggravated stalking with her obsession with a animal care worker. Okay. In the city of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, in Brevard County, a woman developed romantic feelings for an animal hospital worker who treated her sick cat, is now facing aggravated stalking charges for harassing the woman outside of a Parkland animal clinic. On August 1st, Brevard County Sheriff's dispatchers dispatched multiple deputies to the scene of an aggravated stalking in progress. According to the caller, whose identity was being hidden at the time, the identity is April Martins, age 28, of Fort Lauderdale, who had a history of stalking. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Was sitting in her vehicle for over 5 hours outside of her workplace, the Parkland Animal Clinic. Records show the caller reported to law enforcement that Martins was possibly in possession of a firearm, and she had made multiple encounters in the past. Upon arrival, deputies saw Martin sitting in her car, and in her vehicle was a gun with guns drawn. Deputies immediately detained her and exited her out of the vehicle at gunpoint. She was detained and placed into a patrol car without incident. The records also show in the interview with the victim, who told Martin she was outside the back of the workplace earlier, moving her vehicle in front of the business, blocking her car in, and was there for approximately 5 hours and 40 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
I am not going to get further into this article, but she was arrested for the aggravated stalking. And, well, that's just a bit of a hairy situation to be in.
Yeah. Very. In 7th place, we head to the nation's capital, Canberra, in the Australian Capital Territory. Bungling arsonist sets himself on fire while trying to torch a barbershop. Police have released footage of an alleged arsonist accidentally setting himself alight during a break-in at a Canberra barbershop. CCTV footage showed the alleged arsonist dousing the shop with an accelerator and lighting it, and in the process set himself on fire. He's assisted by the other person to extinguish the flames on himself before leaving on push bikes. So,
wait a minute, what?
Yes.
Push bikes, like a scooter.
As in a bicycle.
Oh my God.
So,
I
let me get
lost.
this. I am at a loss indeed. It's like, why on... clearly this is a target attack, because who in their right mind would try to set a barbershop on fire? And then in the process to set yourself on fire? I mean, right. Polite golf. Everyone, a polite golf clap, please.
But to be fair, and I think every man can agree with this, have you ever been to a barbershop and they just messed up your edging?
No. But it can happen.
I mean, it can happen. I mean,
yeah.
You go there, they mess up your hairline. You usually just put a bad review or you find a different shop. Don't take it to arson. Don't take it to arson.
I know it gets cold in Canberra, but that's not required.
I mean, now I can understand if you go in and they make you look like Chili or somebody, but then, that's totally justified. I wanted a Howie Long, not a dipshit to Castro.
Just give me the chili, please. Give me the chili. Actually, I shouldn't put it like that.
What are we at? The sixth
Number
place
6.
Florida man? Okay,
Yeah.
yes. In sixth place, Florida man is facing DUI charges after bar exit burnouts lead to a collision with a police car.
Now, that's more like Florida man.
A Florida man is facing DUI charges after exiting a bar. Burnouts lead to his collision with a Port St. Lucie police patrol car. Over the weekend, a 22-year-old Florida man was leaving the Buckeye Sports Pub at 1 a.m.
Nice.
The driver proceeded to get into his car and perform burnouts. However, the stunt ended with the driver crashing into the front end of an observing patrol vehicle. And there are photos. No one was injured in the crash, thank God. Although we're going to do a little game here. What was the blood alcohol?
I'm going to go with 0.189.
You are close.
How
was
close?
blowing. You're only 3 numbers off. He blew a 0.15.
Yeah, not far off.
What the legal limit in the state of Florida?
Jeez, not bad at all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in 6th place, we head to Port Augusta in South Australia. Drunk mum stabs her relative with a broken bottle for not sharing their grog. And not only is there a photo available in the article, with thanks to the Daily Mail, there's also a name. Mother of 5, Betty Ann Buzzicott, is now behind bars after she stabbed a female relative with a broken glass bottle after she wouldn't share her alcohol during a drunken night out. Auxiliary Judge Gordon Jarrett said in his findings, "You took hold of an empty bottle, smashed it against hard rocks, and then went for the victim, striking her with a bottle from behind." The court heard that the victim didn't know straight away that she'd been stabbed, but soon noticed she was bleeding badly. She's been jailed for 2 years.
Well,
I mean, I don't know what's more impressive. I don't know what's more impressive with this. Is it the fact that she was able to break the bottle sufficiently to be able to stab her in the first place, or the fact that the victim didn't actually realize she'd been stabbed?
You know, I get it. You know, we've all been there. You're partying with your friends. You start running low on your booze. You ask them for a sip. They say no. And then it ends into a drunken brawl. But that's something more Dwayne, the Florida man, would do. I mean, he's done it many a times. I mean, the Point After Lounge is very well known for having him get into bar fights, but he's their number one customer.
5th place.
In 5th place, 85-year-old Florida man arrested for vandalizing his neighbor's property with a black Sharpie.
Really?
Yes, a Cape Coral man identified as Charles Robertson was arrested for for allegedly drawing on people's property with a black Sharpie. Records show that he was charged for criminal mischief and vandalism, which obviously is going to be the case, and is being held, was bonded out of the Lee County Jail on Monday. I am looking to see what he was drawing because I am curious. I want to know, did he go the frat boy route or not?
I could just imagine he's taking that Sharpie and drawing a whole bunch of dicks on the building.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm hoping. He's probably gone all dicks out for Harambe, I reckon. God bless his soul.
Oh my God. You know what he did?
Go on.
He just drew lines on the trucks and vehicles. No, he didn't go with the artistic method of drawing a dong. I mean, if you're gonna be one, draw one.
Or at least draw a pair of tits on him. Come on. You draw lines on him? God, really?
You're 85 years old. You've seen some stuff. You could have been creative.
Exactly. In 5th place, we got a multi here. And you're going to start seeing a bit of a theme this week. In 5th place, we head off to Alice Springs in the Northern Territory. Kids aged 9, 11, 12, 14, and 14 all arrested after a spree of car thefts. But wait, that's not all. A cop breaks his ankle while chasing said feral kids. And what's more, a cop injured after police car got rammed by a stolen car.
Wow. Just wow.
That was a busy week in the Alice.
It was. And we travel back to Hillsborough County for our number 4 entry. A man is arrested and facing charges for 1 unaliving and 2 injuring after a Florida man drove a semi-truck into an adult nightclub after he was kicked out of it. I'm going to repeat this. Florida man drove a semi-truck into an adult nightclub. 1 person was unalived, 2 or more were injured, according to the news article. The man drove the cab of his semi-truck into the adult nightclub early Tuesday morning. Tampa Police Department officials arrived at Empire's Gentlemen's Club, the parking lot on East Amarillo, which, by the way, if you're not familiar with that area, is essentially the strip club boulevard of Tampa. You cannot go to Steps without seeing a gentleman or gentle ladies club. Witnesses say that the driver of the semi-truck was kicked out and came back with his semi-truck and drove it into the building due to the fact that he was denied service. And well, I mean, I understand being mad for being kicked out of a bar. I think we could all be upset with that. But I don't think we're all at this range of just, I want to see titties. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I've never been to that gentleman's club, so they could have some very nice dancing. Maybe they have a nice, smorgasbord. I don't know.
We don't know. I mean, maybe the guy didn't particularly like the valet service that was being offered down there.
I mean, it's not like it was at the gold rush.
No. This is very true. This is very true. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we then head on to fourth place, and we're going to be staying in the same, well, in a similar location to where we were for the last one, because we're going to be heading to Catherine in the Northern Territory. And it is another multi. First off, a Gronk allegedly tries to steal a car with a passenger inside. I mean, that's pretty shit to start off with. Two thugs knock out a man and then try to run his mate over. That's pretty shit. But the one that caught my eye in particular, a volunteer-run tennis club was burgled for the 4th time in the month of August.
How?
But why? A volunteer tennis club. What in there is actually of any value?
I mean, if you got a bunch of dogs, the tennis balls could be very useful.
But you can go to the local shop and get them for like a couple of bucks. I mean, are people that desperate that they need tennis balls?
Well, maybe they're trying to set the market for the tennis balls on walkers for the old folks.
Oh, are you suggesting someone's trying to corner the market?
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, think about it. Those walkers make that clank sound. They don't have the best traction. Put the tennis ball on there. Hey, I mean, I got 2 tennis balls. I'll sell you them for $1.
This is interesting. You got to
think about it.
Here.
Follow the money. Follow the money.
Follow the money.
In third place, we head to Polk County, Florida.
I love
the
Polk
home
County.
of our favorite sheriff, Grady Judd. A Florida woman attempted to use stolen checks to buy over $450 worth of plants.
Wow.
Our Florida woman was arrested in July for trying to use somebody else's checks in somebody else's name to purchase $450 worth of plants, according to Polk County sheriffs. On July 26th, a couple called the deputies about a suspicious woman and an incident where a woman named Kaylee Alexander attempted to buy $450 worth of plants from the couple using a check with somebody else's name on it. Records show the deputies made contact with the person who the check belonged to. He said that Alexander did not have permission to use his checks. While being confronted by the deputies, Alexander tried to escape by taking an Uber. She was detained. And when they arrested her, what do you think they found on her person?
Oh, no. I shudder to think.
Oh, I'm going to read this shopping list of items that they found on her. Alexander, on her person, had a glass bong with methamphetamine inside of it. Multiple credit cards, IDs, social security cards, and numbers from different people, deputies say. Detectives contacted each person Alexander had information on, and they all said they did not know her or give her any of their information. One person said whose identity she stole was deceased. Alexander is currently facing charges, including grand theft, passing forged documents, possessing personal ID of a deceased person in the commission of a crime, presenting a false ID, forgery, unlawful possession of ID of 5 counts, possession of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia, petty theft, and resisting arrest.
Jesus.
It's like It's like Florida woman has just got zero chill this week.
I know. What's going on? And in Polk County as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in third place, we head to Queensland and we head to Rockhampton. And NCR will be stunned to realise that at this point, there is a certain town in Queensland that hasn't been mentioned yet.
I know, and I am actually shocked. I'm concerned.
That they're actually behaving themselves there?
Yes.
Well, we will see. But we are off to Rockhampton in Queensland. Ex-Greyhound trainer convicted of bestiality and casino fraud. Oh, this one is going to be juicy. Here we go. Gareth John Miggins, age 42, and Janine Irene Miggins, age 51, have been charged with 3 counts of bestiality and casino fraud. The documents allege... The documents allege and were eventually proved in court that Mr. and Miss Higgins allegedly had sex with a dog at a Berserker address between December 29, 2021 and January 17, 2022. The documents also allege the pair committed bestiality on a dog a third time at a Norman Gardens address where Mr. Miggins was residing at the time. Wow.
I mean, listen, Greyhounds deal with a lot, okay? There are a lot of shit owners of Greyhounds, and I don't like anybody who mistreats an animal. But I would like to introduce them to a good friend of our show here, Woody. Woody is a very chipper person. And I think these two would be very well acquainted with him. Your thoughts?
I think Woody Woodchipper would get on very well with them.
Oh yes. In third place, something light to.
I think it's second place. No, it's second place for you. Yes.
In second place, something light, something that we could use a little break from. But an ESPN correspondent gets the full Florida man experience after discovering why his toilet was clogged.
Uh-oh.
In the great state of Florida, numerous invasive species have taken over. A lot of people are familiar with the Burmese python situation, the lionfish, and the green iguanas. Well, Jeff Darlington, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right, in Fort Lauderdale got the full Florida man experience when he found out that his toilet was invaded by an iguana. A full-size male iguana had crawled up through the pipes and was blocking the toilet. Jeff did post a picture of the iguana in the toilet on his X account. And the photo alone is just hilarious. All you see is the front of the bowl and this iguana's head poking its head out with the expression of, "Oi, what you looking at, mate?" Ain't never seen a lizard take a shit.
Oh. I mean, it could be worse. It could be a snake hanging out in your toilet, which, you know, would give someone the fright of their life. I'd much rather an iguana than a snake.
I don't know, man. A snake you can just walk away from. That iguana, if you weren't paying attention, might see your grub worm there, and well, now you got an awkward trip to the ER.
Yeah, but I'd rather an awkward trip to the ER than trying to deal with the fact that I've just bitten by a poisonous snake and I've got 30 minutes to get to the ER before I become unalived. And if you know the snakes in Australia, they'll do it.
Oh, they definitely will.
They will. In second place, we're in Queensland. But it is not the city of Townsville. Shock, horror.
I am shocked and amazed.
Instead, we're going to somewhere not too far from it. We are off to Cairns. So it's still been a very busy time up in far north Queensland. Cairns, Queensland. Gronk steals helicopter and crashes it into a hotel room. A pilot who was not authorised to fly a helicopter in Australia was killed after crashing into a luxury hotel in Cairns, a statement from the charter company said. The twin-engine helicopter crashed early Monday morning into a building near the Cairns Esplanade, a waterfront boardwalk in Cairns, and guests and staff at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel were evacuated as a precaution. So, let's just make this clear. That the pilot had been with the company in a ground crew position for 4 months, attended a party with other staff members, decided he was going to go and help himself to piloting a helicopter for the lols, and ended up crashing it into the Hilton in Cairns. He was not authorized to fly that helicopter.
I mean, I'm still actually in shock that this wasn't the city of Townsville. Because this seems like something that would happen in the city of Townsville.
It does seem like something that would happen in the city of Townsville. I've got a further question for you. Does this person potentially qualify for a Darwin Award?
I'm going to say yes. I say we nominate him for a Darwin Award because, you know, a lot of people don't know how to drive, let alone fucking fly, but you want to try to pilot a stolen helicopter. That's just a whole nother level of stupid.
Who is your number one pick?
The number one pick for Florida Man for this week. Victim escapes bus stop SA by allegedly biting suspect's member.
Oof.
A Florida man was arrested after his victim bit his member. The gentleman's name in question, who did the attempted essay, is Devin Applewhite. Mr. Applewhite, on August 7th, got reports of a 911 call alleging that a person witnessed the assault and the attempted SB near the 2700 block on North-South Road 7. According to reports by the MPD, they were flagged down by a witness who observed a black male and a black female in the area. Officers soon after the witness told them the suspect was identified as Devin Applewhite, age 40, of Fort Lauderdale, assaulting the victim in the middle of the roadway. He had stalked the victim, grabbed her by her hair, unzipped his pants, and was trying to force her to perform a certain act. The victim bit down to get free from Mr. Applewhite's grasp and ran to safety. He is currently... they found Mr. Applewhite in a canal. Well, near a canal, I should say. After breaking free, she attempted to flag down passing vehicles to get help. And well, let's just say he's going to need some ice.
Oh, he's gonna need some milk. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Yeah. Do I dare do mine, NCR? The number one shit town of Australia for the week ending the 18th of August, 2024, is not the city of Townsville.
No. I'm devastated.
Mind you, it's not far off it. It's Darwin in the Northern Territory. Psycho only gets 10 years for raping and torturing dozens of dogs. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait a minute.
What are we waiting for?
I am just dozens?
Yes. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Adam Britton, a once celebrated zoologist, remained expressionless as he was sentenced to 10 years and 5 months in prison with a non-parole period of 6 years for the rape and torture and murder of dozens of dogs. The justice said, although I'm loath to do so, given the gross depravity and perversity of your actions, it is necessary for the purpose of the sentencing you to provide some generally represented detail and description of the offending conduct. This is a guy who was known as a zoologist, especially when it came to being a crocodile expert, has been done for raping and murdering dogs.
I am at a loss of words here, people.
I think this is another one for Woody Woodchip.
Oh, definitely. I think he's earned head of the line. Put him at head of the line.
Oh, my
here.
God. Well, we are at the end of the draft. It is time for the final statements. NCR, why is your draft picks this week the winner?
I would say this. We have had some interesting encounters with Florida Man this week. We can also say that it's been some trying times with Florida Man and Florida Woman, but let's not forget, it's been a pain in the ass and a pain in the front. And it could have been a grub worm could have been bitten off by one of those iguanas.
Oof.
But Anthony, why are your picks the number one picks for this week?
There are a couple of things that have come out from this week in particular. First off, we've seen youth crime in the Northern Territory and in Queensland reach new heights, especially in areas that are still quite warm at the moment. We have seen bestiality go to new levels up in far north Queensland and in the Northern Territory. And to top it all off, we've had a nomination for the Darwin Awards. What better way to celebrate our first round? It is clearly my one that has won for that very reason.
I don't know. We will let the viewers of this podcast, of this broadcast, whatever you want to call this, you guys decide. If you feel that the shit towns of Australia have proven themselves victorious, in the comment section below, please put down one or shit towns. If you believe Florida Man has done it, put down 2 or Florida Man. And please share your thoughts with us because we want to hear what you have to say. All links to articles that we have gone over will be provided in the description box so you guys can get a further information on these. This is something that happens weekly, people. We do this not only to amuse ourselves, but to remind ourselves. Florida Man and Aussie Man are just one meth pipe and beer away from making some very bad decisions.
That's outstanding. I love it. I love it.
For myself and everyone at the NCR News Network, I want to thank Anthony Caruso for joining me for the very first recording of Shit Towns / Florida Man's Power Ranking. Is there anything you would like to plug or share?
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out Shit Towns of Australia, head to Facebook and search Shit Towns of Australia, or check out shittownsofaustralia.substack.com. I have no connection whatsoever with Shit Towns of Australia.
And on that note, folks, on behalf of myself and Anthony, be well, be safe, and happy voting. Let's go get some VB long necks because we're going to need them after this one.
Where's Brigadier Reginald?
We will see you guys next time.